Alright, welcome back to another episode of Terry's Twig Talks, the talk show on all things twigs. Today I want to go through a huge Kijiji pickup I got recently. Special thanks to Tammy on this one. About 17 twigs on a great deal, all old school. We got names like Sherwood, Easton, CCM, TPS, so really hyped to go through this. I'm going to split it in a few series parts so it doesn't get too long, but without further ado, let's get on to the first sticks. We got Sherwood PMP 7000. This thing is an absolute beauty. Natural wood hockey stick. It's got aspen in there, so pretty heavy hockey stick, but you can't beat the feel these things had back in the day. Hockey in its early days, players would just go grab a branch off the nearest tree and start moving a puck and shooting a puck, and that's how the wood hockey sticks came about. Sherwood was one of the biggest names in the 1900s, and it's honestly surprising to see that they're still around. Really happy to have this in the collection. As a kid growing up in the 90s, you should definitely have a couple of wood sticks in your arsenal. Up next, we have another Sherwood twig. This is the 5030cc composite core. The 5030, it was one of the most popular sticks in the 1970s and the 80s. This is the composite version of that twig. Sherwood wanted to compete with all the big names coming out there in the early 2000s, and I think they did well with this thing. It feels great, a lot lighter. They say it's a lot more durable, so that's nice. And the finish on this thing is just amazing. To be honest, I might actually use this in the men's league game here soon. It feels that great, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. Up next, CCM Vector VS-120C. A lot of good things I hear after searching online. The only downside was it's a grip, and it seems to me like the grip was done very poorly. It would just like peel off like a sticker, so that's definitely a major flaw on their part. Something to note here, the flex is 45 kp, so old Coho ratings, you'd actually have to multiply this by a constant. I think it's like 2.2, so this is 45 and about 100 flex, so pretty stiff stick. We'll get on to the next twig here. The Easton Synergy, one of hockey's greatest twigs. I'm gonna go ahead and say it is the greatest twig of all time. Early in the 2000s, we were just converting to composite sticks, and this is the very first one-piece composite stick. Comparing to today's sticks, I don't even think much has changed. This thing feels amazing. It's like, what have they been doing in the last 20 years? I could probably use this and be satisfied as compared to the modern $350 hockey sticks. So Easton, way ahead of its time with this thing. This is the original silver and gold colorway, the very first Synergy to come out. In my previous episode, I showed you guys the grip and the side core. Those came after this one. So happy to have that in the collection. And last but not least, we have the Easton Synthesis. This is probably my favorite twig. Definitely my favorite from my childhood. It's basically the two-piece of the Synergy. It's tapered toward the blade here, so it got a lower kick point, which was nice. Silver and orange, great look on the ice, great feel, very lightweight. So I never had any problems. There were some mixed reviews on this thing, pretty feeble and expensive. You'd only see the rich kids buying these, their parents going through a lot of money after breaking a few of these. So yeah, that's definitely a downside to it, but I never had any issues. So that's about it. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we're gonna go through a few more, a lot of Sherwood twigs coming up, and that's all there is to it. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.